Hello and welcome inside Montgomery Field in Salina, Ohio, as the Joes continue their road trip on this Friday evening as they take on the Grand Lake Mariners to close out this portion of the week, as they will head back home tomorrow on Saturday to face off with the Richmond Jazz. Excuse me. Good evening, everyone. Luke West-Poli, Pearl Zabel alongside Pearl. The Joes have gotten it done so far on this road trip, 2-0, and a dominant win yesterday against the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Really the first time we've seen the offense explode like that all year.
Absolutely. Everything just seemed to be clicking, and hopefully it's smooth sailing from here on out.
Absolutely. So just a quick recap of yesterday. Went 7 innings. The Joes picking up their first run rule victory of the season as they defeated the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a 12-2 score. Noah Tincher picking up the win in that one for the Joes as they got 12 runs off 12 hits in that game. And really just dominance all the way around. Our player of the game last night who we interviewed was Riley Hawthorne. Riley 3 for 4 with a home run. And Riley will bat third and DH. So he'll get a little bit of a break from the field today as a reward, you could say. But he will still be in the lineup for the Joes in that 3 spot as they look to continue this winning streak and remain perfect on the road as they sit at 3-0. The opponents, the Grand Lake Mariners, winners of their last 2 games as well. They defeated the Southern Ohio Copperheads 2 nights ago in run rule fashion. So both these teams coming off dominant wins over the Copperheads earlier in the week. 5-3 record for Grand Lake, second place in the South Division, trailing only the Cincinnati Steam by a game and a half. They are 2-1 in games here at Montgomery Field this season, and they will look to continue what has been a pretty strong start for Tony Perez's team. So we'll give you first pitch and lineups when we come back. Wind blowing straight out. Should be a fun night here at Montgomery Field. Hamilton Joes baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network is next. Couple first pitches, some starting lineups, and a national anthem all set for baseball here at Montgomery Field. Give you your Kettering Health starting lineup right now. Batting first for the Hamilton Joes and playing left field will be Caden Konzak. In the 2 spot playing center will be Grant Miller. Batting third, the DH, Riley Hawthorne. In a cleanup spot, the shortstop, Andrew Patrick. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Clay Badalak. Batting sixth is Cal Brazier, the first baseman. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Casey Fink. In the 8th spot is the third baseman, Walker Bridges. And batting ninth, in the second leadoff spot is the catcher, Nick Wimmers. On the mound for the Grand Lake Mariners is Timothy Knapshafer, the pitcher out of Ohio Northern University. He is a local guy out of Maria Stein, Ohio, just nearby here to Salina. He's appeared in 2 games, pitched 6 innings, has not given up an earned run yet this season. Did pitch 1 inning against the Joes in the first meeting between these 2 teams in the 6-2 Grand Lake win. Should be a good night for baseball. It's about hanging around 80 degrees with the sun still out here in Salina. The sun out, majority of the fans lining the third base line out there in the outfield where they got some kind of seating set up and some fans kind of spotting around the fences on the outside of the field. Wind is blowing straight out, as we mentioned in pregame. This is a pretty small park as it's home to a high school team, Salina High School, and the Mariners also play here, but we were talking to Coach Ryan Finnerty before the game, who coaches for Miami Hamilton during the collegiate season. And Miami Hamilton plays against a collegiate team that plays here, Wright State Lake, and said normally the wind is blowing straight in, and it's almost impossible to hit one out here. So a rare occurrence in Salina to have the wind blowing out, but should be a good day to hit the ball hard. And we certainly hope to see some action on the offensive side to follow up that 12-run performance from the Joes yesterday. Caden Konzak will dig in for the Joes. Caden batting .200 on the season. First pitch on the way to Caden, and he chops that one up the middle. Coming over from short is Daneman. Fields and fires over to first in time for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Knapshafer. That'll bring up Grant Miller to the plate. Grant Miller batting .316 out of Ball State, center fielder for the Joes. Grant moved up the lineup tonight in the 2 spot, was 2 for 3 yesterday. Knapshafer set on the mound. Torres a little bit in at third base. Miller lines this one over his head, and that'll get down for a base hit. So 2 pitches as a long turnaround first by Grant Miller, but he will retreat. And Miller aboard on first with 1 out. That'll bring up Riley Hawthorne, the DH. Riley Hawthorne out of Murray State, of course, our player of the game yesterday, hit that 3-run home run that really invigorated the Joes offense as it pushed them to that 12-run effort. First pitch from Knapshafer on the way, and it's over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Runner on first, 1 out, Knapshafer. Shakes a couple off. Now kicks and deals. And this one grounded up the first base side. Coming over from second is Clark. He will high toss it over to first in time for the second out. Miller advances over to second base. Riley Hawthorne retired on the 4-3. But just 5 pitches in the inning so far for Tim Knapshafer. Andrew Patrick coming up now for the Joes. Andrew went hitless yesterday, but reached base 3 times via 2 walks and a hit by pitch. 2 outs, runner on second. Miller toying with Knapshafer. Now he fires in the first pitch, and it misses up high for ball 1. It was interesting yesterday during Patrick's second at-bat when he was hit. It came on the first pitch of the at-bat, and he almost tried to shake off the umpires. The umpire wasn't initially sure that it hit him. He tried to tell the umpire that it didn't because he wanted to swing the bat, but the umpire made him go to first. 1-0 misses down and away for ball 2. Schaefer coming set. Miller jumping back and forth on second. Here's the pitch. This one driven out to right field towards the line. Coming over is Dehan, sliding in foul territory, and he was not able to make the catch. Just out of the reach.
The Joes seem to be very aggressive at the plate at the start of this game.
Yeah, and actually that was a point that came up in the postgame interview yesterday with Riley Hawthorne. Said that part of the reason he thought their offense was struggling so much early in the season was because of how much they seemed to be waiting in counts. He said they really started to get after it this week specifically since those 2 off days, and it's shown as they've had a couple good offensive performances, 9 hits a couple nights ago and 12 runs yesterday. The 2-1, runner goes, pitch misses up high, throw to third is not going to be in time. It's a stolen bag for Grant Miller. Miller really well timed over there at second base, a good jump. We saw him a couple of times during that at-bat kind of bluff over there to third. This time he decides to pull the trigger and get the legs moving. But now a runner on third and 2 outs. 3-1 count to Andrew Patrick. Here's the pitch. This one lifted up and out of play behind the plate. That'll run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes, full count to Andrew Patrick. Schaefer, after the long pause, kicks and deals. And that one misses up high, ball 4. So a good at-bat from Andrew Patrick. He'll work a full count walk. And that is now the second game in a row where we've seen Patrick work a walk. Clay Badalak coming up now. Clay has had a nice start to the season, 385 hitter, with runners on the corners and 2 down. Runner goes, first pitch in there. The throw down to second is not going to be in time. Delayed steal coming home. And the call is out at home. Miller tried to reach between the legs of Davis, who was catching for the Mariners after the throw was well in time, and he came up just a couple inches short as the tag was applied on the delayed steal, and that is how we will retire the side here in the top of the first. So the Joes get a pair of base runners, but they're not able to put anything across. 0-0 our scores. We head to the bottom of the first. First look at Josh Leisure on the mound for the Joes and the Grand Lake Mariners bats. When we come back, you're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Jacob Danneman leading things off. He will take a first pitch missing on the outside for strike one to Josh Leisure. Bottom of the first kind of snuck up on us here from Salina. 1-1 the count now as he fouled that one straight back. On the mound for the Hamilton Joes is Josh Leisure at a right state. Leisure's next pitch is fouled off to the backstop by Danneman. Danneman batting .244 on the season. Leisure winds, kicks, and deals. That one fouled back. Leisure making his second appearance. His first came in week 1 as the Joes took on the Southern Ohio Copperheads. He pitched 3 innings, did not give up any hits or runs, and struck out 4. 1-2, way up high. Two balls and 2 strikes. Leisure winds and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Josh Leisure blown it by Jacob Danneman. That's good enough for out number 1. And that will bring up the center fielder, Sam Seeker. Sam batting .222 on the season. In the first game between these two teams, Sam went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. First pitch from Leisure is a chopping ground ball over to first, but it's in foul territory, and it will be touched foul. Next pitch on the way, and the fastball missing up high for ball 1 to even the count at a ball and a strike. Leisure gets a fresh ball. And now with the count 1-1, he will head back into the windup. Swing and a miss that time. Another fastball from Leisure. Up high in the zone, and Seeker can't find it. That'll run the count 1-2. 1-2, looped over to short, and diving up and making the catch is Andrew Patrick. He jumped aloft over there at short on the softly hit liner from Sam Seeker. That's good enough for out number 2 of the inning. That'll bring up Ty Davis. Leisure's first pitch, big swing and a miss from Davis for strike 1. Davis, of course, had the good play in the field in the last inning to apply the tag on Grant Miller to retire the side, hold the Joes off the scoreboard. 0-1, missing down and in. Davis batting .375 here in this young season. It's the 1-1, finds the inside corner for strike 2. So Josh Leisure, despite not seeing any pitching time for the better part of a week, looking good here early. 1-2, grounder to second. Waiting on it is Badalak. Easy play over to first, and that will end the inning. So the Mariners retired 1-2-3. Josh Leisure looking mighty comfortable out there. We'll head to the top of the second inning. Badalak, Brazier, Fink due up for the Joes when we come back. You're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the second inning, ready here from Montgomery Field in Salina, Ohio. Clay Badalak will return to the plate after his at-bat was cut short in the last inning when Grant Miller was caught stealing. Timothy Knapschafer back on the mound. And the first pitch, he goes after it, lines this one over the head at short.
Right.
That's down into left center for a base hit. So the Joe's bats continuing to look pretty good here as it's kind of had some carryover from the past couple of days. Clay Badalak will add a contribution of his own and lead things off with a single. So now Cal Brazier will dig in. Brazier will get his first at-bat of the night. Here's the first pitch. Across the plate for strike one. Mariners dugout loving it. We're standing right on top of the Mariners dugout.
Very
So
lively.
the press box is situated here at Montgomery Field, and you can hear everything down there. Knapschafer fires the 0-1. This is a grounder over to short. Bit of a tough play for Daneman. He comes over and sidearms to first in time. Badalak with a little bit of a bluff towards second. That actually kind of paid off as he was able to advance down the line enough to eliminate a double play opportunity. So he will advance over to second. And Casey Fink will come up with a runner in scoring position and one down. Righty on lefty matchup here. First pitch into KC. Misses for ball one. Knapschafer looks at second and now home. Switching back and forth. Here's the pitch. And that one misses up high, make it ball two. Casey Fink got the day off yesterday. He did not play against the Southern Ohio Copperheads for his last appearance. He'd have to look back for 2 nights ago. He went 1 for 3 before being pinch hit for against the Xenia Scouts. 2-0. Takes a gander at it. He'll foul it off toward the Joe's dugout into the screen. That'll move the count 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one misses up high for ball three. We saw Miller do it in the last inning. Badalak as well, kind of playing with Knapschafer's head over there at second, running back and forth. No attempt over to second base. Try and pick off or even check on the runner from Knapschafer. We saw that a lot from the Copperhead staff. 3-1. This one lifted up left side out of play into the parking lot. And the count is full.
What's your favorite food? Who has the all time? Why? That's part of the answer. Oh, I didn't answer it? No, you did. It looks like it says Italian.
3 balls and 2 strikes.
Italian. Okay, it looked like to me Hallian. So that's why I didn't.
The pitch to Fink. And he watched it go by, called strike 3. Right on the inside corner. Knapschafer picking his spot. And that's a crucial second out for the Mariners as now Walker Bridges will come up for the Joes. Runner still on second. Walker potentially his breakout game yesterday as he went 2 for 4. A lot of Joe's bats starting to find their groove after a slow start last week. First pitch to Bridges, lifted up towards us. It'll get out of play. Over our heads.
So what was the question, Wolfie? 52 homers? This guy has the all-time record against them. Against Seattle.
0-1. Napshafer kicks and delivers home. That time the breaking ball didn't fall down. It'll even the count of the ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. This one pushed up right side, and that's going to drop in right field for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home, doing so safely, is Clay Badalak, as the throw was slightly offline out there and right from Dehan, and the Joes draw first blood thanks to the RBI single from Walker Bridges, who continues a really hot streak.
First one comes home, Joes lead 1-0, and the catcher now bats for Hamilton, from Fort Lyon, Ohio, and University of Nebraska at Lincoln. Number 24, Nick Wimmers.
So now Nick Wimmers comes in with a runner on first and 2 outs. Switch hitter will bat lefty against the right-hander Napshafer. First pitch. Wimmers drives this one to deep left field. Going back is Montagna looking up, and he can't get to it. It's over his head. And that bounced over the fence. It's going to be a ground rule double. Unfortunate break there on both sides, as first Montagna wasn't able to make the play for the Mariners, but then that one bounced over the wall for the Joes, as Wimmers was maybe looking at a triple. And it would have easily scored a run, as Bridges was already rounding third when that ball hit the ground. But instead, Wimmers will have to stay put at second, and Bridges at third. Nonetheless, still solid contact there from Nick Wimmers, who almost had himself an Oppo Taco, just about 10 feet short of that. But now 2 in scoring position for the top of the order. Caden Konzak grounded out to short in his first time up. He comes to the plate in a big spot here with 2 outs. First pitch to Konzak, in there for strike 1. So that last hit from Wimmers was definitely the hardest hit ball we've seen all night. As mentioned, the wind helping out a little bit, especially as it's now shifted a little more towards left field. 0-1. Konzak grounds this one to middle infield. Coming over and fielding is Daneman on to first, stretching out and making the catch Vonderhaar for the third out of the inning. So the Joes will strand 2, but they will get 1, as the RBI single from Walker Bridges knocks in Clay Badalak to give the Joes the lead. 1-0 our score. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Mariners. When we come back, you're watching Joes Baseball on the All Well Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Bottom of the second inning here from Salina. The Mariners retired in order in the bottom of the first inning. Manny Voorhees will come to the plate for Grand Lake from nearby Wapakoneta, Ohio. You know the significance of Wapakoneta, Pearl?
Oh, well, for us two, yes.
That's a fair ball, as that one's hit into left field. We were interrupted as that one bounced directly over third base. It's going to be a double for Manny Voorhees.
I don't know if you're referring to something else, but for us two, I know the significance.
What would that significance be?
Just Talawanda's significance.
Oh, Talawanda. Back when you were in high school, they
Yeah.
lost to Wapakoneta twice. I'm talking about a celebrity who is from that city.
No.
Very, very, very famous.
No, who's that?
That would be Neil Armstrong.
Oh.
Runner on second, nobody out. First pitch in there to Vonderhaar is called strike one. Next pitch on the way. That one falls down in the turf for another ball. Yeah, Pearl and I's Talawanda Brave did not have too much luck against Wapakoneta the few times they made the playoffs. They made the playoffs when Pearl was in high school. They have not been good enough to do that when I was in high school, except for the 1 year where everybody made it. 1-1 count. Grounded to third base. Clips off the glove of Bridges. And that one will be a single for Vonderhaar. Voorhees will advance over to third, but because that ball was kind of in his way, he wasn't able to get a great start off second base, so he was unable to score on the single. And so now nobody out, runners on the corners. And Gabe Torres coming up. He's looking for his first hit on the season, sitting at 0 for 9. Listed as a pitcher on the roster, but getting a few plate appearances early and playing third base in today's game. Leisure from the stretch. Bounces that one down low. Wimmer's making the stop. (1-0) the count to Torres. Next pitch on the way, and that time it can't quite find the zone. So that'll move the count 2-0. Infield remaining in their normal spots. Middle infielders in double play depth for the Joes. 2-0 pitch. Finds the outside corner for strike one. As Evan Ulrich now making his way out to the bullpen with the leg pads on. So we'll see if we get a pitcher warming up over there for the Joes. 2-1, swing and a miss. Nice off-speed offering there from Josh Leisure. It'll make the count 2-2 to Gabe Torres. (2-2). Called strike three on the outside corner. That one just clipped the top part of the zone, but nonetheless a huge strikeout for Josh Leisure, as now he will record his first out of the inning. Runners on the corners. And now Daniel Montagna will come up. First pitch to him. He takes a check swing, and they're going to say he went around for strike one. That pitch in the turf, down and away. Leisure nods and deals the 0-1. That time he misses down low. Now leaving the count at a ball and a strike. Montagna batting .333 on the season, playing in left field. Here's the 1-1, and that one missing down low as well. So 2 balls in, 1 strike. Grand Lake knocking on the door, looking to tie this one up at 1 apiece. 1-0 the Joes lead after scoring 1 in the top of the second inning. Leisure kicks and deals. That time he misses down and away. So the count moves to 3-1. Three and 1. Here comes the pitch, and it's called ball 4. So that'll load up the bases as Vonderhaar is pushed to second. Walk for Daniel Montagna, and now Carson Clark will come up in the 8th spot. Bases loaded with 1 out. Carson Clark coming up to the plate. Carson batting .167 on the season. We'll get a quick step off as Clark called time. Clark plays collegiately for the Wright State Raiders. First pitch lifted up left side. Racing back is Bridges towards the Joes bullpen. This one's going to fall well out of his reach. And I'll move the count to 0-1. Wright State's got a nearby regional here. Salina that plays their home games. Wright State Lake, of course. Joe's player from the beginning of last season, Casey Grimm, played at Wright State Lake, won USCA National Player of the Year, played the start of the season for the Joes last year before signing a pro contract with the Florence Yalls of the Frontier League. 0-1 missing down and in to Clark. Casey now continuing to pitch for the Yalls in his second professional season. One ball and one strike. This pitch gets between the legs of Wimmers. It's going to score a run and advance everybody 90 feet. As I think that might be a passed ball. It slipped directly between the legs of Nick Wimmers behind the plate. But nonetheless, the Mariners tie it up as Voorhees comes in to score. And now runners on second and third. 3-1 is the count to Carson Clark. Here's the pitch. This one grounded over the head at first of Brazier. Recovering for him at second is Badalak. He will make the play for the out. Another run will come in to score as Vonderhaar comes across. Montagna advancing to third. But now 2 outs in the inning for the Joes. Tyler Dehan coming up now. Batting .063 on the season. First pitch missing down and away for ball one. And now the 1-0 in there for strike one. Dehan played in the spring for Defiance. Love to shout out my HCAC guys. As the 1-1 misses high and in. Next pitch just missing as well, so that'll make the count 3-1 to Dehan. 2 runs already in the inning for Grand Lake, looking to add more. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Way out in front of that one is Dehan. And that'll make the count full. Leisure looking to escape the inning. Pitching from the windup. In there, called strike 3. Dehan hit the bat on the ground after that pitch went by. It finishes right down Broadway on the breaking ball, and that will retire the side. So the Mariners get 2, and they take the lead for the first time tonight. And we will head to the third inning with both teams having drawn some blood here in the second. 2-1 our score. Grand Lake leads. We'll be back in a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the third inning here from Salina. Grand Lake leading the Joes by a 2-1 score. Grant Miller will lead things off for the Joes. Grant is 1 for 1 with a single. He was caught stealing as he tried to come home on the delayed steal with runners on the corners in the top of the first.
He's had a little bit of success against the Mariners. I believe the last game that we faced them, he had 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 RBI when the Joes fell 5-2, I believe.
Yeah, so Grant, in that game was a 6-2 loss for the Joes. He had 2 singles, scored 1 run, and some RBIs as well. As the next pitch on the way, that'll miss all the way to the backstop to make the count 1-1 to Grant. Miller, along with Bennett Clement, have provided pretty good stability in terms of hitting throughout the early part of the season when the rest of the Joes have kind of taken a little bit to find their stride. Those guys have been able to be relied on somewhat. It's the 1-1, misses outside for ball 2. Well, we mentioned the Joes bats starting to kind of pick things up. We saw it in the tail end of last week where they were able to get a lot of runners on base but kind of failed to push them across. They were stranding a lot of guys, and now in the early part of this week, we're starting to see them score some more runs. It's the next pitch missing high and in to make the count 3-1 to Grant Miller. Here comes the pitch, and this one will be grounded foul on the left side, all the way up to the Joes bullpen. So the count is now full to Grant Miller. Base is empty for the leadoff man. Sun's still out here at Montgomery Field in Salina. The payoff pitch. That one in the turf, ball 4. Miller reaches base for the second time tonight. And in back-to-back innings, the leadoff man on for the Joes. Riley Hawthorne coming up now.
Definitely no stranger to runners on.
Yeah, Riley came up in so many of those situations yesterday as he ended up with 4 RBIs. Runner goes and now comes back as that pitch is in there for strike 1. Miller got about halfway down the base paths and then retreated to first base and got back with no throw. The count is 0-1 to Hawthorne. Here comes. That Simon misses down and in to even the count at 1-1. Riley out of Murray State plays for the Racers in the Ohio Valley. Pretty competitive conference in the region. One on the way. Runner goes. This time it's pushed up the line, and that will land in foul territory. Up the left side. Giving out free popsicles here at Montgomery Field. I might have to take a break and leave Pearl to do play-by-play while I run down and grab one. 1-2 the count to Riley Hawthorne. Runner on first. Nobody out. Knapp Schaefer fires home. Runner goes again. The pitch missed. Throw over to second is not in time. It one-hopped over to Danneman, who applied the tag, but it was late. So another stolen base for Grant Miller, who continues to be active on the base paths for the Joes this season. And that'll put a runner in scoring position. It is the tying run. It'll make the count 2-2 to Hawthorne. Here's the pitch from Knapp Schaefer. This one fouled off. Lifted over everybody. You can see it roll into the parking lot. There's some kids on the left side that all get up from their lawn chairs in a full sprint, try and retrieve the ball. 2-2 still the count to Hawthorne. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Knapp Schaefer got him with the breaking ball. Hawthorne tried to jump out in front of it and couldn't make contact. So 1 out in the inning. That is the second strikeout for Tim Knapschafer. And Andrew Patrick will now come up. Andrew in an RBI situation. Here's the first pitch to him. He grounds it over to third. Nobody covering the bag. Spinning throw over to first is pulled off the bag. Did he get back on? He did. So Vonderhaar stretched out to keep that one in front. Was able to do so, but came off the bag and then was able to stretch his foot back even further to come back and touch first once again to retire Andrew Patrick. Miller did not wait on the pitch, or on the hit rather. He was gone right away. And so he advances over to third, but now 2 outs in the inning for the Joes. Clay Badalak coming up. First pitch to Badalak. He goes after it, lifted up and out of play on the left side. Clay, one of a few Tiffin Dragons on this team. Faces an 0-1 count, runner on third, 2 outs. Joe's looking to tie the game 2-1 at 2-2, excuse me. Swing and a miss on that pitch up high in the zone. Fastball offering from Knapschafer. And so falling behind in the count 0-2 is Badalak. Knapschafer takes a breath. The 0-2 pitch, missing up high. A ball and 2 strikes now. One, 2 to Badalak, and that one diving down and in. So that will even the count. Two balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Badalak on the way. Grounded up the right side. Securing that one in the breadbasket. Vonderhaar, he waves the pitcher off. He'll take it himself and step on the bag for the 3rd out of the inning. Joe's able to get a man over to third, but nothing doing in the top of the inning. 2-1 still our score as we head to the bottom of the 3rd, top of the order. Coming up for the Mariners when we come back, you're watching Hamilton Joe's Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Grounded to short to begin things quickly here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Jacob Danneman is retired. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Josh Leisure returns to the mound for the Hamilton Joes. 2-1 our score. Grand Lake Mariners on top. 1 out now in the bottom of the 3rd. Grounder over to the right side. Brazier going to take it himself. Step on the bag. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Wow.
Leisure making quick work. We saw him manufacture a strikeout in the first, and then he was close with a couple of 2-strike counts, and then had 2 strikeouts in the last inning, but now a ground ball machine here in the third. Ty Davis, the batter, grounded out to second in his first time up. Here's the pitch, and it won't be a 3-pitch inning. Down and in, 4-1. Now the 1-0, and that one missing in a similar spot to make it 2-0. Leisure delivers the 2-0. That time he finds the zone, able to finally pick that inside corner for strike one. He's been around that part of the zone for the past couple of pitches, finally able to find his spot. Quickly the 2-1, missing up and away, 4-3. Davis with a lengthier at bat. 3-1, grounder up the right side. This somehow stays fair, and now was touched by Brazier in foul territory. He shakes his head there as the ball was in, looking like it was in fair territory, but his foot touching foul. When he made that, it would have been an easier play for him, but instead, it will run the count full to Davis. So this inning was moving rather quickly and still is, but Ty Davis with now the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up after his first 2 teammates retired on 1. The payoff. This one reached for and lifted into right field. Camped underneath it is Fink. He doesn't even have to move to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Clean stuff from Josh Leisure as the Mariners are retired. 1, 2, 3 at the top of the order, just like they were in the first. We'll head to the 4th inning. Due up for the Joes, Brazier, Fink, and Bridges as they're chasing one. Looking to get back into this one. 2-1 our score. Back in a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Back here for the top of the 4th inning from Salina. As Timothy Knapschafer back on the mound. Joe's trailing Grand Lake by a 2-1 score. Of course, as the summer collegiate season gets underway, the college season beginning to wrap up as we saw the College World Series open up today. Oklahoma taking a wild game against Texas Tech in Game 1 in Omaha. 13-8 was the final in that one, and then now the Fighting Irish and Notre Dame leading Texas 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Always love to keep an eye on the World Series, fun annual event in Omaha. Joe's had some alums playing in it last year. Don't believe there's anyone this year, though, that's played for the Joes in the past. Cal Brazier will lead off, and he grounds this one to 3rd on the first pitch. It skips off the glove into the hand at short of Danneman, but no play as that one into left field. I believe that's going to be an error, and indeed it will be. So Cal Brazier reaching base. Now 3 straight innings with the leadoff man on for the Joes. This time not via a hit, but going to take the base runners as you can get them. Left-handed Casey Fink coming to the plate now. Runner on first, nobody out. First pitch to Fink, fastball up high for ball 1. Don't think we'll see Brazier moving down the base paths over there at first, but
No.
he will continue to shuffle back and forth as everyone does. The 1-0 pitch. Bunt is squared, put down. This is a good one down the line. Barehanding it and no throw over to first.
All
Now throwing
right.
back over to second. Not in time to get Cal Brazier, who had slightly rounded the base, but it's a bunt single for Casey Fink. And boy, that was perfect. Right down the left line up third base. And that one, Torres charged in on it, and he knew that one didn't really have any side spin that was going to carry it foul, so he decided to just play it. Pumped over to first and then through to second. But nothing there either way. First and second now, nobody out for Walker Bridges, who singled in his first plate appearance. First pitch to Walker, misses down and away. Good block behind the plate by Davis, who had to spring out of his stance.
Man, that wind sure is rippling. I was seeing Bridges' jersey rippling from the wind. It's kicking up a little bit.
Yeah, the flag is out there in center field. It was kind of sitting a little bit, and now it is blowing straight up in the air. 1-0 as that one will find the zone, I believe. There was a check swing from Bridges. So I believe he's now having a conversation with the umpire about whether or not that was in the zone or if he went around. Either way, a strike. And 1-1 the count. Nap Schaefer winds and fires. That time he'll miss down low for ball 2. On deck for the Joes is the 9-hitter Nick Wimmers, who crushed one opposite field, batting left-handed. Hit one to left center and was about 10 feet short of a home run. Ended up with a double. Two-one pitch. This one grounded over to third, up in the air, no play made. It's going to get out into left field. Rounding third and coming home is Brazier. Now heading over to third and doing so safely and getting to second. Walker Bridges has himself a double and an RBI one that's going to tie the game. So that was a bit of an awkward play, as now that's another time we've seen a ball hit to Torres at third where maybe he just misjudged it. The first time it deflected off his glove. That time he came a little too far in. It got over his head. First time Danneman was there to back him up. This time Danneman did his best but wasn't able to keep that one in the infield. And in all the chaos, Bridges able to get over to second, Fink to third, and the Joes tied at 2 as Brazier comes in to score. Still nobody out, second and third for Wimmers. First pitch is up high, and it gets between the legs, squirted behind Davis as it just popped out of his glove without him knowing, but didn't get too far. None of the Joes in any hurry to move, as pretty much any ball in play here would likely score a run. As the Mariners infield content in their normal spots, not in on the infield grass. So the next pitch is lifted up by Wimmers. That's going to get out of play over the Joes dugout on the left side.
Any foul balls you get, please return them to the concession stand. Any foul ball, please take it to the concession stand.
So Wimmers, who was robbed of an RBI his first time up due to the ground rule double, was going to easily score a run, but then it bounced over the fence, which held up Fink at third. Looking for some damage as that one misses up high. 3-1 the count, or sorry, 2-1 to Wimmers. Hitters count here for Nick, second and third, nobody out. Pitch misses up high. That'll make the count 3-1. Dangerous spot here for Nap Schaefer, at risk of walking Wimmers and putting the bases loaded. Top of the order coming up for the Joes, as Caden Konzak is standing in the on-deck circle. 3-1. Big swing and a miss. Wimmer's got a piece. He was sitting fastball, you got to think, with the count at 3-1, but he wasn't able to square it up. The payoff pitch, reaching for that one and hitting it over the head at third is Wimmers. Torres couldn't find it. 2 runs are going to come in to score. Wimmers takes a long turnaround first and now retreats back, but nonetheless, it's a 2 RBI single for Nick Wimmers as the Joes retake the lead, make it 4-2.
Nobody out. Runner at first. 2 runs come in. Gives the Joes a 4-2 lead.
And now we are going to get a pause and a mound visit here. Can't quite see from here if there's anything going on in the Mariners' pen. And now looking back there, it doesn't look like there's anyone in there for Grand Lake. So just a meeting between Knapp, Schaefer, Davis, and the pitching coach. Runner on first, nobody out, as the Joe's bats continuing to light it up here in the fourth. 4-2 they lead. Thanks in part to the RBI single, 2 RBI single we saw just a moment ago from Nick Wimmers. Konzak up to the plate, 2 grounds outs, 2 short to his name. First pitch, bunt is squared, and it's put foul. Konzak maybe just trying to break things up a little bit after he saw that great bunt from Casey Fink earlier. That was put right down the third base line. 0-1 the count after the fouled off bunt by Caden Konzak. Here's the pitch. And that's a fastball up high. That's going to miss. 4-1. A ball and a strike to Konzak. Long pause. Here's the pitch. Over the inside corner for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Konzak grounds this one up the right side. Coming over at second is Clark. He'll toss over to first for the out. Runner advances. Wimmers on to second. First out of the inning recorded for the Mariners as Konzak in his 3rd ground out of the evening. And I'll bring up Grant Miller, the runner on second and 1 down. Miller is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. First pitch, check swing, lifted up right side. Coming over from first and making the catch is Vonderhaar. As he backed up behind first base, an unfortunate break for Grant Miller, who tried to pull it back, but caught a piece of the baseball. It's a pop out to record the second out of the inning. Wimmers forced to stay put over on second. And now Riley Hawthorne looking for his first hit of the day. First pitch to Riley upstairs for ball 1. So Knapp Schaefer, after 2 clean outings, giving up 0 earned runs over 6 innings, will finally paint the zone there for strike 1 as he's given up 4 here in 3 2/3. Ball and a strike to Riley. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a foul ball behind home plate. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Pitch in the dirt. They're going to check over to the base umpire, and they're going to say Hawthorne did not go around. As Brent Kreider says Hawthorne's okay. And the inning will remain alive. 2-2 count. Joseph batted 7 here in the top of the 4th. Two-two pitch. Line left side. It'll get down and into left field for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Wimmers. He will do so easily as that ball died in the outfield grass. Montagna had to come way in to pick that one up. But it's a 2-out RBI single for Riley Hawthorne, who picks up his first hit of the day, and the Joes lead extended to 3. 5-2 our score now as Andrew Patrick comes to the plate. Andrew is 0 for 1 with a walk. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Hawthorne with a bluff over at first, but will not try to swipe second. And now we get the first check on the runner over at first. All night, I believe we've seen from either team. Felt like that was a recurring theme yesterday that we saw quite a lot.
Absolutely.
But nothing on either side until this point. 0-1, and now Hawthorne's going to go. Swing and a foul ball to the backstop as the hit and run was on. Oh and 2 to Andrew Patrick. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball that was grazed by the bat of Patrick. That will keep the count at 0-2. Keep the inning going. Top of the 4th here from Salina. Hamilton leading the Great Lake Mariners by a 5-2 score. As the Joes continue this road trip, final game before they will head back home tomorrow. Oh-2 pitch, runner goes. This one's in the dirt, and Davis couldn't find it, so it's going to be an easy steal for Hawthorne as he will move into scoring position. Another swiped bag for the Joes. That's quite a few we've seen tonight. Hawthorne toying with the pitcher. 1-2, misses outside. Jabbed at by Davis. He will catch it and fire back. Let's make the count 2-2. Here's the pitch. Patrick lifts this one up right side. It's going to get out of play. As he continues to stay alive in this at-bat. Solid at-bat for Andrew Patrick.
Absolutely. I feel like just progressively within, well, ever since our 2 off days, the Joes have been working counts for a lot longer and just making good contact.
2-2. That one misses, down and away, and it'll fill the count up. Yeah, you talk about it, it's interesting. It feels like that they are winning battles late in counts more often than we saw in the first week.
Absolutely.
We've seen them go after some pitches early in counts a lot more this week than we did last week, but when they get into those later counts, we're seeing the outcome be a little more positive up and down the lineup. 3-2.
Absolutely. Almost every batter seems to work the pitcher.
So we get a time call. Yeah, it's just that level of comfort that each guy has playing for the new team starting to return.
Definitely coming to their own right now. Took them a few games, but definitely seems like it was a flip of a switch, and they are looking good.
The payoff. Patrick watches it go by, and it'll miss for ball 4. Great at bat from Andrew Patrick, who works his way back from being down 0-2 all the way up to a walk on the full count. That'll put him at first and second for Clay Badalak. The Joes bat around here in the top of the 4th. Badalak coming up with runners on first and second, 2 outs. First pitch misses way up high to Clay. Badalak, who's been one of the best Joes hitters throughout the early part of this season, is 1 for 2 today. He's put 2 balls in play, got a single and scored a run, and then grounded out unassisted to first. 1-0, missing in the same spot. Davis sprang out of the stance to make the catch, and that'll make the count 2-0. Davis has been very good behind the plate tonight so far for Grand Lake. Still looking for his first hit at the plate, but defensively he's been good. 2-0, swing and a miss as it dives below the bat of Badalak. That will make the count 2-1 to Clay. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Now the next pitch, this one hit in the air to right field. Coming over is Dehan, and he will make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Joes bat around in the top of the 4th, and they are able to play 4 runs and retake the lead. 5-2 our score as we head to the bottom of the inning here from Salina. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. You're watching Hamilton Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 4th inning here from Grand Lake. Manny Voorhees will lead things off. First pitch from Josh Leisure. Over the plate in there for strike 1. Manny plays collegiately for the Northern Kentucky Norse, relevant to Joe's news, as the 0-1 misses down and away. Just today, while we were on the bus to the game here in Grand Lake, Clay Brock, who's played his past couple seasons at Central Michigan, announced he's transferring to NKU. And look out, that one way up high. And Voorhees is going to have to take a second to walk that off. As I guess it hit him. It was tough to see from here exactly what happened. But Voorhees, the pitch was way up high. Voorhees looked to be favoring the arm. It may have taken a deflection, and then I believe it may have also hit the umpire, home plate umpire Bob Recklow, in the face. He seems to be okay. Voorhees was a little shaken up, but he looks to have regathered himself now. But the leadoff man on is a scary moment there for Manny Voorhees. But now a runner on first and nobody out. As the first pitch to Vonderhaar, chopped over to third. Bridges goes to second for one, on to first. Arching throw is offline. As the first baseman, Cal Brazier, for the Joes is able to jump off the bag and keep that one from going into the Mariners' dugout, but it will go down as a fielder's choice for Luke Vonderhaar. So now Gabriel Torres will come up and watch the first pitch go by over the top part of the zone for strike one. Torres struck out looking in his first time seeing Josh Leisure. As the 0-1 misses down and away. It's interesting, through the top half of the lineup, haven't really seen too much change in terms of the second time around seeing Leisure. As this one's grounded right side, it's caught at third. Bridges on to first, the throw gets away. Running over to second, and doing so safely will be Vonderhaar, but a great catch on the hard hit line ball that was making its way toward the ground by Walker Bridges. As he dove at that one, almost looked like he was diving at a ground ball, the way that ball was just low to the turf, but he made the catch. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the double play, so a runner will advance into scoring position for the Mariners. But Daniel Montana will come up now with a runner on second and two down. First pitch bounces before reaching home plate to Montana. And now the next offering missing outside for ball two. So 2-0 the count. Leisure setting from the stretch. Delivering the 2-0. Chopper to third. Bridges will charge in, then wait on it. Bouncer throw over to first. Good scoop by Cal Brazier in time for out number 3 of the inning. So still a solid performance as Josh Leisure makes it through 4 complete innings. And still no movement just yet in the Joe's pen as he is rolling right now. Joe's leading 5-2 as we head to the 5th. Back in a moment here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Cal Brazier coming up for the Joes after they batted around in the last inning. They lead the Grand Lake Mariners by a 5-2 score. Thanks for tuning in, spending your Friday night with us on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Make sure to come out tomorrow as the Joes will return to Foundation Field. First pitch to Brazier misses outside. 4-1. Joes are on a bit of a road trip, I don't know what you'd call it, because it's not like they're staying away from Hamilton the whole time, but Brazier takes a big swing and a miss at that one to even the count at a ball and a strike. A road kick, I guess you could call it, as the Joes have been on the road to start the week, and they'll come back home tomorrow before hitting the road again as they will play the Licking County Settlers on Sunday. 1-1, and that one's crushed, but way foul from Brazier. My goodness, that ball was hit probably 350 feet in the air at least, but it was way foul. We know Brazier has that kind of pop in his bat. He's just yet to put one in play in a game. As the 1-2 in on the hands, grounded it over to third. Torres takes a crow hop, but throws over to first in time for out number 1 of the inning. So Brazier, despite reaching on the error and scoring, remains hitless. And now Casey Fink will come up. Casey laid down that perfect bunt single in the last inning. Base is empty, 1 out. First pitch to Fink, missing down and in, 4-1. And now the next pitch on the way, and that'll miss up high for ball 2. So Fink quickly ahead in the count. 2-0. Here's the pitch, and that one finds the top of the zone for strike 1. Fastball offering there from Napshafer. Fink thought about it, started to kind of move the hands at it, but decided to hold up. Now he finds himself in a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. This one grounded up the left side into left field for a base hit. Yet again, a Joe's batter finding the gap in the infield as Casey Fink aboard with a 1-out single. And now a really hot bat. You could argue maybe even the hottest in the lineup at this point. After what he's done early in this game, Walker Bridges will come to the plate. Walker is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. First pitch to Bridges, high and in for ball 1 on the breaking ball. One and 0, runner goes, pitch misses, throw down to second's a good one, but it's not in time as it popped out of the glove. As I believe that was Clark, and indeed it was, who kind of caught that ball with his glove already on the leg of Casey Fink, but the ball popped out of it. So Casey has himself a stolen bag. He's into scoring position with 1 down. 1-1 the count to Walker Bridges. Here's the pitch. This one's grounded over to second base. Clark will wait on it and fire over to first in time. For out number 2, Fink over to third now. And now another Joe's bat who's had himself a nice night. Nick Wimmers coming up. Single and a double for him as well. As Wimmers singled in the last inning and came around to score as part of a 4-run inning in which the Joes batted around. First pitch to Wimmers up high near the letters for ball 1. Pretty quick moving ball game, it seems like.
We've had a couple of those this week.
It's the 1-0 misses for ball 2. Yeah, the game yesterday only took about 2.5 hours despite the weather delay that happened that stopped the game for a good portion of it, and we saw 12 runs. It did end after 7, which certainly helped out the time a little bit, but we've seen 2 short games. Even the game in Xenia, I have the official time on it.
Like less than 2.5 hours,
yeah,
I believe.
2 hours and 19 minutes on that game. So this will probably be the longest game of the week, actually, for the Joes, as the 2-0 misses up high 4-3. But we've seen that with the different pitching styles, I think what's contributed most to those fast games is that, especially opposing pitchers, there's been a couple of guys that opposing teams have thrown as the 3-0 finds the plate for strike 1. There's been some guys that really just go quick as part of their style. They'll throw, they'll get the ball back, and they're right back on the rubber pitching again. You talk about pitch clocks and things they're testing out in minor league baseball. Those guys just kind of do it naturally, and it definitely speeds the game up. 3-1 to Wimmers. Big swing and a foul ball over the left side. Hits a tree and gets well out of play.
It's kind of interesting, the 2 contrasting games that we had yesterday and the day before. We had a pitcher's duel on Wednesday and an explosion of offense yesterday. I believe the game in Xenia was 2-1 win, and yesterday was 12-2 win.
Yeah, Joe's carried a no-hitter into the 9th in Xenia as we get time called and a new ball sent in. But
both incredibly good games.
Yeah, not quite a no-hitter yesterday as the Joes gave up 7 defensively, but when you put up 12 runs,
it's definitely okay.
Yeah, not often are you going to lose a ball game. 3-2. Wimmers grounds this one up the middle, right at Dan, a minute short. Throw over to first in time for out number 3. So the Joes aren't able to get another one despite Casey Fink's 1-out single, and we will head to the bottom of the 5th. 5-2 our score. Joes on top of the Grand Lake Mariners. Back in just a quick moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 5th here from Montgomery Field in Salina. Joe's leading the Grand Lake Mariners by a 5-2 score. Carson Clark will lead things off for Grand Lake. Carson 0 for 1. First pitch finds the zone for strike 1 from Josh Leisure, who's back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. No movement just yet in the Joes bullpen, as Leisure's curveball misses
like
down and in.
Evans walking down to the bullpen.
Yeah, we've seen Ulrich kind of bounce back and forth between the bullpen and the dugout a couple times.
A little bit of movement, perhaps.
1-1, lifted into right, racing over for the Joes is Fink. He won't get there. This one hops the wall. Fink with quick reaction. He throws in. The throw's cut off at second by Badalak. And so sliding in safely will be Carson Clark as he leads things off for the Mariners in the 5th with a double. Tyler Dean up now with a runner on second, nobody out. Tyler 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch from Leisure misses outside for ball 1. Now the 1-0 offering. On the way, swing and a miss. Missed time there by Tyler Dehan as he was well out in front of it. That will fall in the glove of Wimmers for strike 1. One count. Leisure fires home. Chopper to third. Bridges checks on the runner at second before throwing over to first in time for the out. The runner will not advance. And Dehan is retired for the second time tonight. Back to the top of the order we go for Grand Lake. Jacob Daneman, 0 for 2 on the day. Top 3 guys in the Grand Lake lineup are all 0 for 2. Leisure's first pitch. Breaking ball misses off the plate for ball 1. Now Leisure stepping back on. Next pitch, that one missing down low to make it ball 2. Runner on second, 1 out. Lights not on yet here at Montgomery Field as the sun begins to set. We're kind of in golden hour time, as it will get dark rather shortly. 2-0 from Leisure. Misses down and away, ball 3.
Looks like somebody's up tossing in the bullpen.
Keep an eye on who that is as the 3-0 crosses the zone for strike 1. Leisure takes a long look at second. 3-1 offering, and it plunks him. A fastball that came in and hit Daneman. Looked like somewhere in the upper body. And a stinger will put runners on first and second for the Mariners with 1 down. Sam Seeker will look to get his first hit of the night. Leisure comes set on the mound. Deals the first pitch in, low the whole way, 4 ball 1. First and second with 1 out. Seeker 0 for 2 with a line out to short and a ground out to first. This next pitch from Leisure misses up high to make the count 2-0.
Looks like the sun's beating down on Bridges at third. He's shielding the sun.
Yeah, it's interesting as runners are going to go, and they've got him caught in a rundown. Bridges going to take it himself and apply the tag over at second. Carson Clark retired. So sun in the eyes or not, Walker Bridges able to make the play, and that's a big out for Josh Leisure. Make it 2 down in the inning. So Clark just got a little aggressive there and took it a step too early. Now the runner will go, and this is a chopper sent over to short. It'll get past the shortstop. Badalak recovering, throw to first is in time. It got past Andrew Patrick, who came in front of second base to try and field it. It bounced over his head, but Badalak was waiting on it, and they beat out Seeker by half a step at first to hang another 0 despite 2 early base runners. So the Joes continue to lead as we head to the 6th inning. Due up for Hamilton. Top of the order, Konzak, Miller, Hawthorne. When we come back, 5-2. Hamilton leads Grand Lake. You're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. New pitcher on the mound for the Grand Lake Mariners. It is Brandon Bacon out of Avila College, a sophomore from Emory, Texas. And the right-hander will come in to face the top of the order with his team trailing by 3. Caden Konzak looking to advance the Joes' lead. Konzak 0 for 3 on the day. The first pitch down and in.
It looks like Brandon Bacon has pitched 2 games for the Mariners. In those 2 games, he's pitched 4 innings, let up 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
1-1 the count to Konzak. Pitch, big swing and a miss. That'll make the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. This one driven in the air to deep right field. Going back at the wall, looking up. This ball is gone. Caden Konzak goes deep to right center. It's a solo shot to lead off the top of the 6th inning. It's his first of the year, and the Joes lead 6-2.
Solo home run by Caden Konzak gives the Joes a 6-2 lead. Nobody out. Nobody on. That'll bring up the number 2 hitter in center.
The team clears the dugout to celebrate with Caden. That's a way to get your first hit of the night. 3rd home run of the year for the Joes, as Caden Konzak now a member of the club. And so that will bring up Grant Miller. Miller grounds it over to 3rd. Vonderhaar there. He fires across the diamond in time for out number 1 to Torres. Should be noted that the Mariners switched the corner infielders. So Vonderhaar now at 3rd and Torres at 1st. Big thanks to the Grand Lake Mariners press box staff helping us out with all these substitutions and everything that's going on in this game. 1 down in the inning for the 3-hitter Riley Hawthorne. First pitch to Hawthorne in there for strike 1. And the next pitch bounces prior to reaching home plate, so that'll even the count at 1-1. And the next pitch, swing and a miss from Hawthorne, who can make contact. That'll be strike 2. One, 2. just missing upstairs. That one was close as Hawthorne decided to lay off. But that will make it a 2-2 count. Next pitch on the way. That one bounces on home plate. And the count is full. 1 out, base is empty to Riley Hawthorne. Joe's leading 6-2 after the lead was extended by Caden Konzak's solo home run. The payoff pitch. That one grounded right side and foul. Good job on that pitch by Hawthorne to wait on it. It was an off-speed offering and just put it into foul territory to stay alive in the box. Another 3-2. Up high, ball 4. Hawthorne works his way back and is able to pick up the walk. Andrew Patrick will come to the plate now. AP is 0 for 1, but he does have 2 walks. Patrick now, dating back to yesterday, is 5 of 6 on getting walked or hit by a pitch per at-bat. First pitch to Walker catches the top of the zone for strike 1. Now the 0-1 offering, and that one in the same spot for strike 2. Oh, 2 count, runner on first. Bacon is set on the mound. This one driven in the air to deep center field, way back. The outfielders are at the track, and the catch is made by Seeker.
So close.
Throw is in, and all the way at second base, having to come back was Riley Hawthorne. He does so safely just in the nick of time. That ball was hit on the screws by Andrew Patrick, but no cigar as he flies out to center. Badalak up to the plate now with a runner on first and 2 outs. First pitch up the letters for ball 1. Badalak is 1 for 3, hit a single in the second inning and came around to score the first Joe's run of the game. It's the next pitch on the way, and that one misses down low for a ball. Fouled back on the 2-0 offering. So the count is 2-1 to Clay. Bacon's pitch. Grounded sharply up the first base side and through the first baseman Torres' glove. Rounding second and heading for third is Hawthorne. He's going to get there safely. Now retreating back to first is Clay Badalak after a long turn. The inning will stay alive, though. And that's going to be an E3 as Badalak grounded that one directly between the legs of Torres, who wasn't able to make the play. So now they're on the corners with 2 outs. Cal Brazier up to the plate. Brazier 0 for 3. First pitch lifted high up in the air and out of play. Cal's been working a lot on the swing with Coach Tyler Thaman lately in the past couple of days. The two discussed it at length prior to the game today. Cal may be getting big eyes after he saw a home run and 1 hit to the track in this inning, but we'll see what he can do. 0-1 bouncing on home plate to even the count. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. There it was. Brazier trying to put it over the houses and left, but he can't square it up. That'll make the count 1-2. One-two pitch. Foul tip. Gets to the backstop past Davis. Now we're getting some movement over there in the Joe's bullpens, so we likely won't see Josh Leisure in the bottom of the inning. Bacon comes set. And now he'll step off. Next pitch on the way. That one grounded left side as everyone gets out of the way in foul territory. Maybe either Jacob Beal or Josh Perkins out there for the Joes, who just finished up the warm-up throwing in the bullpen. As this one's lifted up in the air to shallow right, coming in on it and making the catch is DN, who had a delayed reaction out there in right field, but he will retire the side as the Joes strand 2. But they do extend their lead thanks to the leadoff home run from Caden Konzak, as that will make it a 6-2 ball game heading into the bottom of the 6th. We're probably going to have a new pitcher for the Joes when we head to the bottom of the inning. Back in a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Lights on here in Montgomery Field as it begins to darken in Salina. New pitcher on the mound for the Hamilton Joes, leading the Grand Lake Mariners by a 6-2 score. Wyatt Fisher taking over for Josh Leisure. Wyatt out of Cedarville University. Wyatt will face off against Ty Davis, excuse me.
Wyatt's made 2 appearances for the Joes. 4 innings total, has let up 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
First pitch up high to Davis. Final line for Josh Leisure, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. He walked 1 and struck out 3. Solid work for the man from Wright State. 1-0. Pushed up in the air to shallow left. Coming in on it is Konzak. Camped underneath it. He'll make the catch. Hatless over there in left. So he lost it in the pursuit. But 1 out here in the 6th. That will bring up Manny Voorhees. 1 for 1 with a double. He was hitting his last time up in a scary-looking pitch from Josh Leisure that rode up And it looked like it was going to come up almost near the head. Ended up kind of hitting him on the arm, it seemed like. He was able to shake it off. This one hit in the air to a similar spot. This time calling everyone off at short is Patrick. And he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning.
With 2 gone and nobody on, batting now for the Mariners is the third baseman, number 27, Luke Vonderhaar.
Wyatt Fisher making quick work of the Mariners. Luke Vonderhaar trying to change that and extend the inning. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to him over the zone for strike 1. Wyatt pitching from the stretch. Curls the knee and fires as that one is fouled back. Has kind of a circular motion with his front leg as he lifts it up. But nonetheless, still a pretty quick windup. We saw the starter for Grand Lake. That was Timothy Knapschafer. Pitch from the stretch always, which is another thing that we talk about here in this league. There's quite a few pitchers who do that. Fisher, of course, being one of them. 0-2, missing up high for ball 3. Or ball 1, excuse me. That'll make the count 1 and 2. Vonderhaar batting .063 coming into today's game, but he's reached base twice. 1-2 offering, fouled back. Some fan interaction music that Joe's bullpen participating over there on the left side. One, two. Grounder sharply over to second, sliding on the backhand. Battle act to first in time for the third out. Clean inning for Wyatt Fisher in the bottom of the 6th as the Mariners go down 1-2-3, and we will head to the 7th. Joe's lead by 4, 6-2 our score here in Salina. As we begin to get into the night hours, stay with us. You're watching Joe's Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Just like that, we're into the top of the 7th inning here from Salina. Joe's leading 6-2 over Grand Lake. As they look to continue their hot streak. Joe's improved to 500, 4-4 with the win yesterday. And looking to jump over that 500 mark and potentially move into a tie for second place. First pitch missing to the leadoff man, Casey Fink. Cincinnati's team currently leading the way in the GLSCL South with a 7-2 record. As this one's grounded over to third by Fink. Vonderhaar fields and delivers across the diamond for out number 1. Grand Lake currently in sole possession of second place with a half-game lead on Licking County. 5-3 record coming in. Licking County at a bit of a disadvantage with one less game played than the rest of the league. Rest of the league except the Xenia Scouts. Xenia sitting in last at 1-6. Bridges will watch that one dive low for ball 1, make it a 1-0 count. Joe's battling it out in the middle of the pack right now. Big swing and a miss from Bridges to even it at 1-1. As they're in a tie with the Southern Ohio Copperheads for 4th place in the South, as that one bounces and hit off the umpire, who will have to take a second. Got by Davis. Things have played out pretty evenly in the North Division as we saw all sorts of ties that have been broken and kind of reconvened. Michigan Monarchs and Lima Locos currently leading the way with 6-3 records. Of course, those scores relevant to these Grand Lake Mariners who played in the North Division a season ago back in the South, now for 2022. But it was really close to determine who they wanted to bump down to the South Division, as Lima's just about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little more east of here, not too far north. A little bit north as well. Grounded to third by Bridges. And the throw may have brought him off the bag, and it did.
Safe.
Torres had to lean over on it. And that's going to be another error on the Mariners. So with one out, Walker Bridges reaching. And now Nick Wimmers will come up with a runner on first and one out. First pitch to Wimmers, line to straightaway center, down for a base hit. Quickly reacting is Seeker, he'll fire it in. Bridges advancing 90 feet. First and second now for the top of the order. And Bridges now with 3 hits on the day. Or excuse me, Wimmers. Caden Konzak up. 1 for 4 with the home run. Hit in the last inning. As the first pitch crossing the plate for strike 1 to Caden. First and second. Konzak slowly hit ground ball, picked up by Torres rather, as he flips over to Knapschafer, who was covering the bag in time for the out. Runners will advance to second and third on the softly hit ground ball from Caden Konzak. Now Grant Miller will come up with 2 in scoring position. Miller goes after the first pitch, and it's a fair
Up
ball
the
just to the
line.
right of third base. All the way into the corner. 2 runs will score easily, and pulling into second base with a quick slide, Grant Miller. He's got his second hit of the day. It's a 2 RBI double with 2 outs that will score Bridges and Wimmers and extend the Joes' lead to 6.
2 outs and a runner at second base. 2 more runs scored. Joes lead 8-2. That brings up the designated hitter, Riley Hawthorne.
So now Riley Hawthorne will come up with a runner on second and 2 down. First pitch to Hawthorne, lifted up near the lights. It will get out of play and land on top of the batting cages behind the Joes dugout. Only 1 game completed so far tonight in the GLSCL as the last place Xenia Scouts knock off the first place Cincinnati Steam on the road. 10-7 the final from the
Wow.
Panther Athletic Complex. So the Steam will fall to 7-3. So that pitch missing down low for ball 1. Only other game in the South Division. Licking County taking on the Southern Ohio Copperheads from Bob Wren. Licking County leading 8-4 in that one. That next pitch missing down low for ball 3. Top of the 6th inning from Athens. In the North Division, Jetbox and Lima tied up at 5. Sandusky leading Royal Oak 6-2, and the Michigan Monarchs leading the Muskegon Clippers 7-5. There's another one missing inside to make the count 3-1 to Riley Hawthorne. 0-1 pitch. This one driven out to deep right center field. Backtracking is Dehan at the track. He reaches up and he makes the catch. Another WTP for the Joes as they just can't quite push it over the fence for the second time tonight. That will retire the side and send us in to the 7th inning stretch. Joes leading 8-2 after they tack on 2 more. Bridges and Wimmers come around to score. And when we come back, Grand Lake trying to chip into this lead. They got 9 more outs to do so. You're watching Joes Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Gabe Torres will lead off for the Mariners. Gabe still looking for his first hit of the season, 0-for-11. Wyatt Fisher back on the mound for the Joes for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch is spiked into the turf prior to reaching home plate for ball 1. Fisher was able to mow down the Mariners 1-2-3 in the last inning. Next pitch on the way, big swing and a miss. As Torres can't catch up to it. Gabe Torres, the sophomore from El Paso, Texas, plays at New Mexico Junior College. 1-1. Hit up the middle, that'll get through for a base hit. Torres with his first hit of the season. A hard hit ground ball that went straight between the middle infielders for the Joes, and the leadoff man aboard for the Mariners.
Stepping in the batter's box now, the left fielder, Daniel Montana.
So now Daniel Montana will come up, runner on first, nobody out. Fisher takes a breath. First pitch in there for strike 1 on the fastball. Wyatt pitches collegiately for Cedarville University. Check swing that got a piece, lifted that ball into the Mariners dugout. Going to make the count 0-2. Cedarville, a successful program in the GMAC, a good Division II conference with teams throughout Ohio. As the 0-2 misses up high. Little back pick over to first, but Torres is back in time. We get a pause. 1-2. Check swing, and that one's foul tipped. So Monzania still alive here with the runner on first base in a 1-2 count. Still nobody out in the inning for the Mariners. Next pitch misses way up high. Wimmer springs out of the stance. And that will run the count 2-2. Two-two pitch in the same spot. So the count is full now to Daniel Montagna. The payoff pitch. This one's popped up in the infield. Coming over is Brazier, and he will make the catch out in front of the Mariners dugout for out number 1. So Fisher wins the battle. Pop out to first for Montagna. Torres remaining on first. Carson Clark will come to the plate now. Clark is 1 for 2, hit a double in his last time up and then got caught in that rundown and was tagged out by Walker Bridges. First offering is up above the zone for ball 1. For Grand Lake, they will host the Cincinnati Steam tomorrow, and then we'll have 3 straight matchups as that one's lifted up high in the air. Back behind home plate, Wimmers won't be able to grab it, as they will battle the Licking County Settlers to close out the weekend, begin the next week. Beginning of that series at Denison, then they'll come back to Montgomery Field on the 21st of June, a couple days from now. But for the Mariners, they will have tomorrow off prior to that. Breaking ball finds the top of the zone for Wyatt Fisher, so the count is now 1-2 to Clark. Fisher deals home. Ground ball up the middle. This could be 2. Backhand flip over to second. Jumping throw back to first is in time. Wow, a 4-6-3 double play. Badalak flipped it on just kind of a dump pass over to Andrew Patrick, who then had to jump over Torres, who was sliding into the base, to throw over him. And they were able to get Clark at first by a half step to retire the side. So the Joes preserve their 6-run lead in the 7th, and we will head to the penultimate inning. To the 8th we go. Patrick Badalak Brazier due up for the Joes. 8-2 they lead on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the 8th here from Salina. Hamilton leading the Grand Lake Mariners by an 8-2 score. Andrew Patrick will lead things off for the Joes. Finished the last inning with a nice play in the field as he was able to complete the second half of a 4-6-3 double play. Or excuse me, we got a pinch hitter. It's going to be Sam Lowe. Did not see Sam stepping in there, so the first pitch to Sam's going to miss for ball 1, but Patrick's night is done, and Sam Lowe going to come in for him at short.
It's been a while since we've seen Sam. We had the 2 days off, and he had an off day yesterday and did not start today.
Yeah, it was interesting that you're going to see Sam with 2 days off as he pops this one up and out of play.
Absolutely, because he's such a strong piece of this team.
Yeah, he's been possibly one of the best Joes defensively. A really reliable piece at short. This one in on the hands. He'll jam it over on the right side. Pursuing it is Torres, and he was not able to get there. Last time we saw Sam Lowe, he went 0 for 4 against the Xenia Scouts in the 2-1 victory a couple nights ago. And as Pearl mentioned, was not started in this game for the second straight night, but coming in as a substitution for Andrew Patrick. And he'll watch that one go by for strike 3. So the first strikeout of the outing for Brandon Bacon as he's able to retire the pinch hitter and Sam Lowe. And now with one out and the bases empty, Clay Badalak will come to the plate.
No.
And it's not going to be Clay Badalak.
It looks like
Tristan
it's
Melvin.
Melvin.
Yeah, Tristan Melvin, the pinch hitter for the Joes. Man, I got to pay attention. That one dives low on him for ball 1.
One's a righty, one's a lefty, too.
Yeah, that was what got me eventually. 1-0 offering. Melvin grounding that one towards the fans. It'll hit the fence on the left side. Tristan, another Tiffin Dragon, checking into this game. 1-1 in there for strike 2. From the Hamilton perspective, we kind of drove towards Tiffin to get here. Didn't quite get that far, but closer. 1-2, grounder to the left side. Waiting on it is Daneman. Bouncing throw over to first. A nice pick by Torres will retire Melvin for out number 2.
And here's the beer batter. If the Mariners pitcher strikes out the beer batter, who's in the batter's box now.
No more pinch hitters for now. Cal Brazier is going to stand back in.
The beer batter with 2 gone and nobody on base. Cal Brazier.
Brazier is 0 for 4 with a run after reaching on an error. First pitch breaking ball misses outside for ball 1. Now the 1-0 offering, and that's in there to even the count 1-1. Brazier flew out to right his last time up and deep. Watch the next pitch go by down and away for ball 3. This time a slowly hit ground ball over there, the third. Vonderhaar to come in, a high throw as Torres jumped up, but he was able to come back down on the bag. And quickly, the inning is retired. Top of the 8th comes and goes. Joe's retired 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of the inning as it's time to get going for Grand Lake. They've got 6 outs to work with and 6 runs to get. 8-2 our score. 9-1-2 guys due up for Grand Lake when we come back on the All Wealth Hamilton Jones Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th here from Salina. Grand Lake Mariners in need of some offense as they trail the Hamilton Joes by 6. Tyler Dean will look to get them going. Tyler's 0 for 2 on the day. Wyatt Fisher back on the mound for the Joes. First pitch delivery up high at the letters for ball 1. The middle infielder's going to be switched around a little bit. This one driven by Dehan into the gap in left center as that one's dived for but not caught by Millard as it popped out of his glove. It's going to be a single for Tyler Dehan, who picks up his first of the day as that one was hit pretty well out there to left center. Tough play for Grant Miller to make. Back to the top of the order we go. So as I was saying before, Andrew Patrick was substituted for Sam Lowe, and then Melvin came in for Badalak, but they're actually going to switch spots in the infield. So the first pitch is in there for strike 1 to the top of the order man, Jacob Danneman. So Sam Lowe, who initially came in for the shortstop Patrick, is going to move over to second, and Melvin, who came in for the second baseman Badalak, over to short. Next pitch on the way, check swing, and they're going to check out to the base umpire, but he did not go around. So that'll be ball 1. Runner on first, nobody out. The pitch in there, right over the top of the zone for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ring him up, strike 3. As Danneman watches it go by, that's the second strikeout of the evening for him. First strikeout for Wyatt Fisher. And now there's 1 out in the inning for Sam Seeker. Righty on lefty matchup. Breaking ball in there for strike 1 on the first offering to Seeker. Sam is 0 for 3 on the day. A line out and 2 ground outs to the right side of the infield. Next pitch on the way. That one misses, and Wimmers just couldn't grip the baseball properly as he kind of pumped over to second, but no throws. So a stolen base for Tyler Dehan. And that pitch was a ball, so it'll even the count at 1-1. Sky turning purple here as it's starting to get dark in Salina. Not totally pitch black just yet. Lights are on. 1-1. Lifted up and out of play behind home plate. One and 2. Fisher gets his sign. Here's the pitch. Ring him up, strike 3. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Wyatt Fisher. And there's 2 down in the inning now.
2 outs, runner at second. That'll bring up the Mariners' number 3 hitter and the catcher, Ty Davis.
Ty Davis will come up now with 2 down. Fisher delivers the first pitch. Big cut and a miss from Davis on the high cheese. Davis was going for the fence there, but no contact made. Fisher deals the 0-1. It's in the same spot. This time, Davis lays off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Joes will be back in action tomorrow as they will take on the Richmond Jazz at 7:05 at Foundation Field. Make sure to come out and support the Joes on Father's Day weekend. 1-1, missing upstairs for ball 2. Also be an event for the Joes that, Pearl, you probably know a little more about tomorrow morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I can bring some information about that up here real quick. Yeah, the Joes are having a Father's Day Fest at Geismar Park in Hamilton. Looks like we'll have some Joes there. There will be face painting. The mayor will be there. There will be a bunch of family activities. And it's, I believe, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Fun stuff. You can do a little of that and then head out to Foundation Field afterwards as this one's lifted up.
Absolutely. Our first pitch is at 7:05.
7:05 as the Richmond Jazz come to town for the first time this season. The only meeting between those two teams thus far was at McBride Stadium last Saturday.
That was our first win on the road.
First win, yep, on the road of the season. 3-2. Here comes the pitch. This one grounded up the middle. Fisher knocks it down. Barehand flip in time.
Nice.
Out number 3. Nice composure there from Wyatt Fisher, who will retire the side here in the bottom of the 8th and hang another 0 as the Joes continue to roll. And we will head to the 9th. 8-2 our score. Joe's looking for maybe a little more insurance before they try to close this one out on the road and remain perfect. Joe's Baseball here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network is back in a moment. Top of the 9th here for the Joes as they lead 8-2 over the Grand Lake Mariners. Casey Fink looking to provide maybe a little more insurance. First pitch to Casey in there for strike 1. Now the next offering reached for and grounded off the end of the bat to second base. Clark will make the play despite the hustling effort from Casey Fink. 1 down in the top of the 9th. Brandon Bacon back out.
Oh, we have a pinch hitter.
And we do indeed have a pinch hitter.
Parker Lester.
Parker Lester, looking for his first hit on the season, will come in for
All
Walker
right.
Bridges.
Let's go, Parker. I believe it. He can do it. I don't think he's sacrificed the chicken yet, but maybe that won't be necessary.
First pitch to Lester, driven out to center, and that will get down.
Oh, my gosh.
Lester takes a turnaround first, but will head back. Parker has broken the seal, and the Joes are loving it over on the left side. They want the ball.
Want the ball.
So they're yelling at Brandon Bacon right now. They want the baseball back. I think Parker may have told him that it's okay. He doesn't want it, but Lester now is 1 for 19 with his first hit of the season. He hit that ball in the screws.
That's what you've got to love
and
about
now this one's
team,
hit
though.
by Wimmers, and that'll drop for a base hit. Some aggressive stuff from Parker. No thanks. He drops it back to second.
I was just saying, that's just what you've got to love about this team. They're all cheering for each other, and it doesn't seem like Parker's been discouraged that much just because of the whole team's been backing him up.
Absolutely not. Parker probably has the most personality of anyone on this entire team.
Absolutely.
He's got a whole ton of talent to come with it. Plays at Miami University. He's a really, really solid third baseman. We saw what he could do in the field. He just wasn't quite able to find the holes at the plate, and now finally able to do so. First and second, softly hit ground ball that was fouled off of the leg of Caden Konzak. And Konzak looks to be in some pain as he cried out as soon as he hit that one. It may have come off his foot and then kind of deflected in front of home plate. He's going to try to shake this one off and take a walk around. How about the night for Nick Wimmers, though? We kind of glossed over it after Lester's first hit, but Wimmers is now 4 for 5.
Oh, my goodness. Didn't even realize that.
Yeah, so Wimmers with that bloop single. He was batting 200 coming into the game. Had a bit of a struggle trying to find his stride, and to be fair, the Joes kind of utilized him as a utility man, putting him in the DH and catcher and just really subbing him back and forth. He was never really able to get comfortable in one spot. He's catching behind the plate today, but the bat is certainly there for the man out of Nebraska. First and second, one out here to Caden Konzak. 0-1 the count. Pitch on the way, and in there for strike one, or strike two, rather. Lester on the move, swing and a miss. Throw over to third is high, and it is in time. So that will retire the side. Parker Lester getting a little aggressive in his first trip to the base paths via the hit this season. But that will end the inning. Konzak won't get to finish the at-bat, and that will send us to the bottom of the ninth. Joes get 2 hits, not able to add any more insurance. Some fun moments, though, for sure. But they will try to close this one off and slam the door as we head to the bottom of the inning. 8-2 our score. We'll be back in a moment here from Salina. We got a new pitcher in the game for the Joes. We'll tell you who it is in just a second on the Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Bottom of the ninth here from Salina. Joe's looking to slam the door. John Rutz coming into the game at a Tiffin University. As not quite a safe situation, but still a need to pitch well. John Rutz from Westchester, very close by. Shout out to Nick Johnson, our broadcast producer, who wasn't able to be here today, another Westchester native. Manny Voorhees will lead off for the Mariners. First pitch misses up at the letters for ball one. So Fisher goes 3 innings, gives up 2 hits and no runs, did not walk anyone, struck you out 2. Solid stuff out of the bullpen from Wyatt. 1-0 from Rutz. Across the inside corner for strike 1. Some groans from the Mariners dugout behind us, or underneath us, I should say. 1-1. Rutz's pitch. In there for strike 2.
All right.
One ball and 2 strikes to Voorhees. The pitch outside. Base is empty to the leadoff man. 2-2 on the way. Fouled straight back for John Rutz. A bit of a struggle to begin his season as he's only pitched 1 time. He pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, walked 2. And was credited with the loss as that one misses for ball 3. Chance of let's go Manny from the Mariners dugout.
They're getting a little rowdy down there.
Trying to spur this big comeback here in the 9th. The payoff pitch. Swinging a foul ball straight back. Some hoots and hollers. We're ready for another 3-2. Here it comes. Up high, ball 4. Big cheers from the Mariners dugout. So a runner on first with nobody out now for Luke Vonderhaar. First pitch popped up, third base. Lester calling everybody off. Whoa, he's got to change his angle at the last second, but he still makes the play.
Oh, it looks like, yep, Parker's at third.
Yeah, Lester over there at third after he pinch hit for Bridges in the last inning. Gabe Torres, who is 1 for 3 on the day, another player who picked up his first hit of the season, will come in now. Runner on first, 1 out. Pitch on the way. Missing up at the letters for ball 1. And now some let's go Gabe chants. This Mariners dugout has stayed lively throughout. As that pitch misses up high. 2-0.
It seemed to be getting livelier by the moment.
Yeah, they haven't had a whole ton to cheer about. They've only been able to get 5 hits. Sometimes those days just happen, but no energy lost from this Mariners dugout, certainly.
Absolutely.
2-0, big cut and a miss.
You have to wonder if it might have been a little different. I see that they have two of their big offensive guys that were not in the lineup tonight. Hauer, who is their team leader in RBI, did not start today, and Starrett, who has 9 walks in 8 games, did not start today as well.
Runner goes, lifted up, right side. The runner slid and fell. Now the catch is made by Brazier. He flips to a covering Rutz, and it's going to be a unorthodox 3-1 double play to end the night. And so John Rutz closes the door, and the Joes complete the road trip and remain perfect on the road. Final score in this one, Hamilton 8 and Grand Lake 2. And so the Joes, they got 8 runs off 14 hits and 1 error for Grand Lake, 2 runs off 5 hits and 3 errors. Hamilton improves to 5-4 on the season, and that jumps them up into a tie for second place in the GLSCL South standings. For Grand Lake, they fall to 5-4 as well and will remain in that tie with the Joes. For Grand Lake, they are back in action on Sunday at home as they host the Cincinnati Steam after a day off. For the Joes, the grind continues as they head back home tomorrow for a 7:05 start with the Richmond Jazz. Full post-game coverage coming up in just a moment. Stay with us. Joes win at 8-2. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap things up on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Back here inside Montgomery Field in Salina, Hamilton Joes take it 8-2 your final over the Grand Lake Mariners as the Joes stay perfect on the road with a 4-0 record on the season. And they will come back home to Foundation Field tomorrow to take on the Richmond Jazz. So we'll get a quick recap of this one. Drawing first blood in this game for the Joes was Caden Konzak, who did so it was Clay Badalak in the top of the second inning, who scored the run to give the Joes a 1-0 lead. Grand Lake would respond with 2 runs of their own from Manny Voorhees and Luke Vonderhaar in the bottom of the second. Then we would see a scoreless third before an explosion from the Joes in the top of the fourth. They would bat around, and we see runs from Brazier, Fink, Bridges, and Wimmers. And the Joes would then tack on 3 more, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, to conclude this one with an 8-2 victory. Let's take a look around the GLSCL standings. Once again, we mentioned in the South Division, the Xenia Scouts taking it over the Cincinnati Steam at the Panther Athletic Complex earlier today in a 5:05 start. Xenia defeating Cincinnati 10-7 there. And the other game in the South Division still going on right now in the bottom of the 8th. Licking County leading Southern Ohio 11-4. Southern Ohio, who's had a tough time lately looking to claw their way back into that one from Bob Wren Stadium. In the North Division, the Michigan Monarchs leading Muskegon Clippers 10-5 in the top of the 8th. And in the bottom of the 8th, Jetbox trailing Lima by a 6-5 score. One game has gone final. That was Sandusky over Royal Oak from Memorial Park Field. 6-2 was the final in that one. Player of the game for the Joes, got to look at Nick Wimmers, who went 4 for 5 with 2 runs scored. He hit a double in the second, a single in the 4th, single in the 7th, single in the 9th, as the Joes were able to plate 8 runs as a part of 14 hits. The offense has really been going as of late, and they'll look to continue that tomorrow. So we will see you then. 7:05 start. Make sure to come on out to Foundation Field. If not, we'll still have the call just like every game here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes broadcast network. Tune in. Coverage beginning at 6:45 tomorrow. That'll wrap things up from Salina. So for Pearl Zabel, my broadcast partner, all of our hardworking crew here at the Hamilton Joes, we'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Joes win at 8-2. We'll see you tomorrow as they take on the Richmond Jazz at home. Until then, Luke Westpoli saying so long.